And Parsons, Jared Lewis, introduce yourself, man.
All right, I'll start off first. My name is Anthony Parsons, Cscs certified. Take that with a lot of pride.
You already said. I don't know what that means.
Talk.
Well, Cscs means certified strength coach. All right. The other two is just conditioning specialist. That's all it really is. It's a national certification. When you graduate from college with your bachelor's in science or arts, you have the opportunity to take a national certification that'll separate you from a lot of the guys in the same field as us.
Stamp.
Yeah, stamp.
It's a stamp.
Yeah.
You can't just walk in there and say, let me get one of them.
Nah,
Right.
you can't. You can't. You gotta do your work. You gotta do your work, just like you was preaching. Practice, never stop, don't stop. I mean, how can we answer that? Yeah, it was an athlete. I mean, we all started under Coach Leaf. Remember, like it was yesterday, sitting in the locker room. I mean, it was all about the difference with Coach Leaf was it was about more mentality more than anything else. It built a mentality. He walked in the weight room and was like, forget all your problems. If you got girlfriend issues, forget it. If your mom get on your nerves, forget it. When it's football and when we here, that's all we focus on. And you know, that took off. It took me off to a whole nother level. And I just wanted to give back to my community because I feel like a lot of kids they just focus on, I want to get stronger. I want to get stronger. I want to get stronger. But what are you trying to get stronger at? And that's what Coach Leaf showed us. It's like, get stronger at your weaknesses, not getting stronger at what I'm dominant at. And that really honed in, and that's why I do what I do now. I was a former athlete, now I'm a coach, and I look on it from, I was an athlete, and now I take my shoes off, and I'm looking as a coach, and like, yeah, that's the biggest thing to success right now, is the mentality. And that's why I respect Operation X or X Athletics. I know it is Operation X, but.
Well, how you know that? How you know about Operation X?
Operation X started at Denver High. I mean, it started us being in the field with just cones and coming up creative activities and exercises just to hone in on our weaknesses. He took us outside of the gym and just showed us more.
Anthony Parsons is sitting here with me right now on a podcast that I have no goal of having. We've been sitting around each other for a long time, right?
Yes, sir.
From the part, Operation X Athletics. Move Swift, what's that?
What Move Swift is, we go by a motto. It's never expect, never hesitate, always exceed expectations. That's what Move Swift is. It's more mentality than it is anything else.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life. It's a culture. And that's what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build a stronger you, a stronger mentality. I care less about how much you put up on a bench. I care less how fast you are. If your mentality and mind ain't right, then I can't get you to do anything. So that's what Move Swift is really about, honing in on athletes and others' weaknesses and just approving you being a better you. That's what Move Swift is.
Yeah.
That's what the luxury about Move Swift is. It's not athlete oriented. You know, I know you see me training with a lot of athletes. I mean, that's what people like to do, but it's the deconditioned population and conditioned population. I only put two people in two categories. You're an athlete if you're lifting every day. If you're doing 3 days a week training and everything, you're an athlete to me. Because you can go out and use those skills to go on the tennis court, go play basketball, be a better bowler, be a better golfer. Like, you're an athlete to me. But if you're not in the gym, you're deconditioned. So Move Swift is for everybody. It's a way of life. It's going to help you become a better you. Instagram is MoveSwift_training.
Facebook, phone number, email, address.
Facebook is, if you just want to have my regular one, it's Anthony Parsons. My business one is Move Swift. Email is amp2@icloud.com. Phone number 856-625-3408.
Somebody comes to me talking about they're a national champion. I'm gonna listen to what they got to say. Where are we at with getting that back into the world? How are we using that skill? How are we using that title?
Yeah, so it's funny. I was actually just talking to Leaf was it last week? We was in here working out.
Last week.
And that's the thing, especially right now at the time that we got going on with the pandemic taking place. You got all the time in the world to sit back and think to yourself, put some goals out there. And that's kind of what happened for me. I was just sitting there. I'm like, how can I take this coaching and take this training and make something of it? I love what I'm doing right now where I'm coaching at. And that's something I'm going to continue to do for as long as I possibly can. I can be there for 10 years. I can be there for 15 years. But then I started thinking, what can I do to branch out to give back more, to help individuals like myself who had the dream of going to college and could still compete in track and field. What can I do to help those individuals use my resources, the coaches that I've met through the years, or the individuals who just want to get better, who want to train. So that's what I decided to come up with. My current plan, the name of it and everything is J Jumps Training. And right now we're just, in the building. We're still building. Like I said, I talked to Leaf last week about it, but I put the goal out there. Now that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build it into something. So we program training. We can build some training programs. My Instagram page, we're just on there, having discussions about track and field in general. It's not just limited to jumps. I'm a sprint, jumps, hurdle coach. So any of those events or just track and field in general, I can have a conversation with somebody about that for days, hours at a time, just going on and talking about that. So what we got going on here, it's a lot to offer. We could have just normal group discussions, individual training, private training sessions. That's what we got going on. So I'm excited.
That's another motto we keep at Move Swift, is that a lot of people try to make a change we go by percentages. We're big. I love math, so I'm big on numbers. So a lot of people like to try to do a 20% change. That's way too much. So if your goal is to, I'm gonna go out and run, and you're trying to run a mile when you don't have the capacity to run a mile, you're only hurting yourself.
Right, college educated years. Right.
But if you just, if you're trying to go out there and say I want to be a runner, and you're trying to go out there and run a mile for the days, you're hurting your own self. You gotta live by this one rule I live. It's called the Cajun principle, right? What it basically is that you get better by doing something 1% better every day. And I think I did this on a podcast when I was in 2018 with Coach Leaf. It's about you should just focus in on how to get better each day. So if you want to be a better runner, how about you improve on strengthening your calf muscles? How about you strengthening your hamstrings, because that will improve your running economy. How about you just start on a row machine just to do 500-meter rows and 1,000-meter rows to work up that work capacity, so when you get done, it translates to you being a better runner. So you got to figure out a plan. What I teach a lot of my clients and athletes is that create a to-do list. I only create 5 things on the to-do list to reach your goal. So my goal right now is to get another certification. Okay, nutrition certification, because I want to learn how to better how nutrition is performance. So what I do is write 5 goals on how I attack that goal, or 5 things how I attack that goal. The steps to your goals. Accomplish, take small baby steps. Stop taking big leaps. You're just hurting your own success.
What's our morning routines like?
For me or the athlete?
For you right now, yeah.
For me?
What's the morning routine? What keeps you focused?
Honestly, well, first, my morning routine is always read the Bible. I'm very religious. That's me. Then my second thing is to get my brain working. I download this app that gives me random questions about exercise science. They were like, so it's like, what's a knee extensor? So I'm, okay, that's the quad. So that's my next routine.
So now it's geared toward what your goal is.
Right.
A, B, C, D, E.
He gonna have me waking up in the morning watching some jump videos or something.
You gotta be dedicated to the goal, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's all I'm focused on.
Yeah.
I'm not going on Instagram trying to watch Coach Leaf and do what Coach Leaf does. That's not my goal. I'm a supporter, show love, I'm like his stuff, but my goal is to this nutrition. That's all it is. If you're not online with my goal, gotta push you to the side.
If you can't hear what I'm saying, then I'm not talking to you.
Right. That's a fact.
Right.
Staying in lane. National champion, right? Talk to me about the importance of practice.
Practice, man.
How many practices you went to?
Well, we talked about this one, last podcast I was on. Man, I can't count, man. 4 years of high school, practicing. Boom. 4 years of college, practicing. To this day, I'll still go out to the track and just jump.
You're a coach.
Yeah. I'm at practice right now, coaching.
Yep.
You know, private training, practice. I mean, if I can count the number of hours I spent at practice, man,
Infinite.
it's insane. But yeah, practice. I mean, you gotta practice in order to get better, to achieve those goals. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Track, basketball, exercise, life in general. Whatever you want to do to be successful, or if you want to be successful and achieve those goals, you gotta practice.
I know you got what you need to get out of this.
Man, I did. I was about to say that experience. I came back in here. I looked at the mats. I said, "Damn, I hope you don't ask me to mop again." I was like, "Yo, it just." I mean, like every second, every day. I mean, being in here, I learned so much. It wasn't even about training. It was just about how to operate a business. I remember the first day I ran into you. I said, "Coach, how can you help me get a business? How can you help me?" The one question you said to me is, "All right, I got $20,000. What you gonna do?" You say, "How you gonna do your taxes?" "Coach, I don't know. What the hell is taxes?" You said, "Yo, that's what you need to work on. Understanding the ins and out of the business. Fall in love with the process." I started falling in love with mopping. I couldn't wait to it. Like, "Yo, come on, coach, I got you, bro. I'll do this all myself." Couldn't wait to put up the rollers. I was taking pride in putting the med balls, making sure the pound was shown facing you, make sure they were all in order. Like, I loved it, and now that's what translates to little things. A lot of people today focus on the bigger things. Coach Leaf never focused on the bigger things. He focuses on the small things. A lot on the small things.
Like, how do you stay consistent?
Man, that's tough. I mean, like you said, there's days where you fall off, especially at a time like, you know, what's going on right now. When I was coming here, I started getting consistent with it, coming to the gym. Boom, just like that. Everything happens. Everything's shut down. My workouts they went basically to zero. Mm-hmm. You know, that's not like me. I'm used to, like I said, I've been an athlete my whole life. Be getting after it, practicing, doing what I had to do to stay fit, and boom, COVID knocks everything out. Everything shut down. So it was hard to get back into that pattern of that consistency. Then it was funny. An old video popped up on Facebook, and I'm sitting there doing some power cleans. I'm like, yo, if I do that right now, man, my hip popping out. Leave commented, get back. That's all I had to do. Boom, next day, I'm here in the gym. And now it's just me just trying to get into a better routine, get into a better pattern of just staying consistent with it. Whether it's 2 to 3 days a week, just staying here, getting consistent, getting back into it. While the other days I'm focusing more on my actual job, waking up early, heading to the office, doing what I can do. But it's just about getting in that pattern, getting that routine, getting comfortable with it. But besides that, I mean, it's the mindset of just waking up, knowing what you got to do. I got to go to point A to point B, and just keep going. Once you have that routine, the consistency is just easy. It's just knowing what you got to do, when you got to do it, and how you got to do it. Exactly. Sometimes you got to start over. Remember what you did, remember where you came from, and just go back to the basics before you can get to that other point. So
that's a good point, because I think the best way to stay consistent is just putting yourself in uncomfortable environments, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. You know, even it's like workout. If I do the same workout over and over again, it gets bored. How can I be consistent doing something that's bored, that doesn't challenge me, that doesn't keep me engaged? So that's the problem with us being consistent. You keep doing the same thing.
It's boring. Consistency is boring.
Yeah, like
Consistency is whack. Ain't no spicy.
Yeah, you know, it's just that why I took on the internship is because I already knew that I could do all the squats and deadlifts and everything. I never knew what the hell CrossFit was. I never knew what that was. I did a handstand for 50 meters. What, yo, bro, you tripping? You swimming on the bar? Like, bro, what kind of stuff is this? But then being there for a year, man, my training went from here down to the level to, because now I knew how to incorporate all these different things. Consistency started to come because I started trying new things. I never fell off my craft. You can try new things and still being consistent. You You don't have to keep doing the same thing. I don't have to keep reading the same book to be a better reader. No, I got to keep reading different books to expand my reading.
Right.
Just like we do with lifting. I mean, CrossFit is the best example. You're doing different workouts to literally stress your body so much that it adapts, and you're trying to find a new stimulus. Always finding a new stimulus. Always finding a new stimulus. That's how we grow. That's how you build consistency. Fall in love with the craft. Fall in love with the process.
Jalen, talk to yourself. 5 years from now, we look back when this video pops up as a memory. Talk to yourself.
Man, I think we grew into something special. I mean, 5 years, I mean, just the education I'm going to be able to achieve with my craft, the resources that I'm going to have from being at the position where I'm at now, coaching, the network I'm going to be able to build, the athletes that I'm going to be able to meet. I see something big. I see something where it's just going to take off, and hopefully just continue to grow on from there, and then hopefully it just continues to grow bigger and bigger. I mean, 5 years, it's a lot of time, but also it ain't. You know what I'm saying?
Years go faster than
But over that time, I feel like, just with the constant grind and the motivation that I have now to keep going and to get this thing started, if I can continue to have that over these next 5 years and just continue to just push, get my brand started, network and everything, it's going to grow into something special.
Anthony Parsons, this man can take over the world 5 years from now. It's a blip. Talk to yourself.
Keep expanding your knowledge. There's always more out there to learn. And keep giving back to your community. That's all I want to tell myself, because I think those 2 points is just the basis of why I keep going. If I keep educating myself, I can help somebody become a better athlete or a better person. If I keep giving back to my community, I can make my community better. I can make it healthier. I'm making it a grown environment. I look at these guys on ESPN and these towns where these guys come from. I want to have that town. I want Deptford to be that town where, we need to get a D1 athlete. Come to Deptford, We got Operation X here. We got Move Swift. We got J-Lou jumps. Like, we got all this here in this town right here. Give back. Build our community. Make people stay in here. I don't like the athletes leaving to go to Philly. Let's give back to the community. So that's what I want to tell myself. Build your community.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. And I say thank you for joining us on another episode of the Leaf Show. We're now, we're just here. Until the next time, we're going to talk about how we got there. Love you.
Man, I was shaking my ass off.
I'm cold, bro. I was over there like, I'm in here like, yo, I hope I don't sound like I'm shivering, but I'm cold as hell.
I started doing jump
I was in the podcast show. I was like, oh shit.
Yo.